Welcome to the summary of The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Covey, a timeless guide to personal and professional effectiveness that has transformed millions of lives worldwide. First published in 1989 and celebrated in its 25th anniversary edition, this book offers a principle-centered approach to achieving success and fulfillment. Covey's framework is built on universal, timeless principles like integrity, fairness, and accountability, which he argues are as relevant today as ever. Whether you're aiming to improve your career, relationships, or personal growth, these 7 habits provide a roadmap to becoming a more effective individual and leader. Let's dive into the core ideas, structured around the book's 4 parts: paradigms and principles, private victory, public victory, and renewal. Part 1. Paradigms and Principles. Covey begins by emphasizing that true effectiveness stems from aligning our actions with unchanging principles. He introduces the concept of paradigms, our mental maps or perspectives that shape how we see the world. To change our lives, we must first shift our paradigms from the inside out, focusing on character rather than superficial techniques. This foundational idea sets the stage for the 7 habits, which are not quick fixes, but a disciplined, principle-based approach to growth. Covey also introduces the concept of the maturity continuum, which progresses from dependence to independence to interdependence. Dependence is relying on others, independence is self-reliance, and interdependence is collaborating effectively with others for mutual benefit. The 7 habits guide us along this continuum, starting with personal mastery, private victory, moving to effective relationships, or public victory, and culminating in continuous self-improvement, or renewal. Part 2. Private victory. The first 3 habits focus on achieving personal independence, or what Covey calls the private victory. These habits help you take control of your life and build a strong foundation of character. The first habit, be proactive, is about taking responsibility for your life. Proactive people recognize that they can choose their responses to any situation, regardless of external circumstances. Covey explains that between stimulus, what happens to us, and response, how we react, there's a space where we exercise our freedom to choose. This space is powered by 4 human endowments: self-awareness, imagination, conscience, and independent will. Proactive individuals focus on their circle of influence, things they can control, like their attitudes and actions, rather than their circle of concern, which includes things beyond their control, like the weather or other people's opinions. For example, instead of complaining about a challenging work environment, a proactive person might focus on improving their skills or building better relationships. This habit empowers you to shape your own destiny. The second habit, begin with the end in mind, encourages you to define your purpose and goals before taking action. Imagine attending your own funeral. What would you want people to say about you? This exercise helps you clarify your values and create a personal mission statement, a guiding compass for your life. Covey emphasizes that all things are created twice, first in your mind, the vision, and then in reality, the execution. By starting with a clear vision of your desired outcomes, you align your daily actions with your long-term goals. For instance, a professional might visualize leading a team with integrity, which guides their decisions in meetings or projects. This habit is about living intentionally, ensuring your actions reflect your deepest priorities. The third habit, put first things first, is about effective time management and prioritization. Covey introduces the time management matrix, which categorizes tasks into 4 quadrants based on urgency and importance. Quadrant 1 includes urgent and important tasks, like crises. Quadrant 2 involves important but non-urgent tasks, like planning and relationship building. Quadrant 3 covers urgent but unimportant tasks, like interruptions. And Quadrant 4 includes neither urgent nor important tasks, so time wasting. Effective people focus on Quadrant 2 activities, those that prevent crises and drive long-term success. For example, a manager might prioritize strategic planning over responding to, every email immediately. Covey advocates for weekly planning, setting goals based on your mission statement, and saying no to distractions. This habit builds discipline to focus on what truly matters. Part 3. Public Victory. The next 3 habits focus on interdependence, or the public victory, which involves building effective relationships with others. These habits rely on the foundation of personal mastery from the first 3 habits. The 4th habit, Think Win-Win, is about seeking mutually beneficial solutions in relationships. Covey argues that effective interpersonal leadership requires a mindset of abundance, where there's enough success for everyone. Instead of competing, which is win-lose, or compromising, which is lose-lose, win-win solutions ensure both parties achieve their goals. For example, in a business negotiation, both sides might collaborate to create a deal that maximizes value for each. This habit requires courage and consideration, standing up for your needs while respecting others. If a win-win isn't possible, Covey suggests choosing no deal. This maintains integrity, and the approach fosters trust and long-term collaboration. The 5th habit, Seek first to understand, then to be understood, emphasizes empathic communication. Covey explains that most people listen with the intent to reply, not to understand. To build strong relationships, you must first listen deeply to others' perspectives, feelings, and needs without judgment. This involves empathic listening, reflecting back what you hear to confirm understanding. For instance, in a conflict with a colleague, you might paraphrase their concerns to show that you value their viewpoint before sharing your own. Only after truly understanding the other person should you seek to be understood. This habit creates trust and opens the door to meaningful dialogue, making others feel valued and heard. The 6th habit, Synergise, is about creating something greater together than what each could achieve alone. Synergy occurs when diverse individuals combine their strengths, producing results that exceed the sum of their parts. Covey illustrates this with examples like teams that innovate by valuing differences rather than clashing over them. For instance, a diverse project team might combine unique skills to create a groundbreaking product. Synergy requires trust, openness, and the win-win mindset from habits 4 and 5. This habit encourages creative collaboration where 1 + 1 = 11, not just 2, and unlocks new possibilities through teamwork. Part 4. Renewal. The final habit, Sharpen the Saw, focuses on continuous self-renewal to sustain effectiveness. Covey uses the metaphor of a woodcutter who dulls his saw by working without pausing to sharpen it. To stay effective, you must renew 4 dimensions of your life. Physical, through exercise and nutrition; mental, through learning and reading; emotional, through relationships and service; and spiritual, through meditation and values. For example, regular exercise boosts energy for physical renewal, while journaling or prayer supports spiritual growth. Covey emphasizes that small, consistent acts of renewal, like daily exercise or weekly reflection, prevent burnout and enhance performance. This habit ensures you have the energy and clarity to practice the other 6 habits effectively. It concludes by reinforcing the inside-out approach. Lasting change starts within, by aligning your character with principles. The 7 habits build on each other, moving from personal discipline to interpersonal effectiveness to continuous growth. By living these habits, you create a virtuous cycle of improvement, impacting not just yourself, but also your relationships, teams, and organizations. Covey also shares a vision for a principle-centered culture, where individuals and organizations value integrity, collaboration, and empowerment over control and competition. Key takeaways and applications. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People is more than a self-help book. It's a framework for living a principled-centered life. Here's how you can apply the habits. Be proactive. Take responsibility for your choices. Focus on what you can control, like your attitude or your work ethic, to overcome challenges. Begin with the end in mind. Write a personal mission statement to clarify your values and goals. Use it to guide your daily decisions. Put first things first. Plan your week around Quadrant 2 activities like learning or relationship building. These will prevent crises and achieve long-term goals. Think win-win. Approach conflicts with a collaborative mindset, seeking solutions that benefit all parties. Seek first to understand. Practice empathic listening in conversations to build trust and resolve conflicts effectively. Synergise. Embrace diversity in teams to create innovative solutions through collaboration. Finally, Sharpen the saw. Commit to daily or weekly renewal activities like exercise or meditation to stay balanced and effective. Covey's principles have been widely adopted by individuals, corporations, schools worldwide, from CEOs like Indra Nooyi of PepsiCo to schools implementing the Leader in Me program. The book's enduring relevance lies in its focus on timeless principles that apply across cultures and contexts, helping people navigate change while staying grounded in integrity. Thank you.